The reason I chose to study at the University of Bath is I knew I wanted to do an engineering course. And Bath was one of the few universities at the time that was offering a 4-year program. And I thought, hey, that's great. I get an extra year of being a student. And so I applied to and went to Bath. Well, Bath is a campus university on top of the hill. And the Bath town is at the bottom of the hill. And so I do remember spending a lot of time hitchhiking to get up and down the hill. I would say 3 or 4 times a week, if not more. The pubs in Bath were fantastic. I'm not sure which ones are still around, but we used to spend a lot of time in places like Hatchett's. And also the countryside around the university is just brilliant. And so there were so many places to go, whether it was up Salisbury Hill or on the canals or punting in Bathampton. There was just so many amazing things to do. My career journey after Bath was quite interesting. So I was lucky enough to be a sponsored student at Bath, and so what that meant was I had a job every summer at a company called BSc Avionics, which has long since disappeared. And when I left Bath, I went to work for them and completed my Master of Engineering. I decided after a year that I wasn't really a very good engineer, and so I decided to, at that point, take a slightly different direction. I was fascinated by avionics and aviation, and so I applied for a job at British Airways, and I got it, and I've been in this industry ever since. My interest in aviation really came through my company that I worked for, BSc Avionics. So in the summer, I used to go and work for them, and it was very much focused on the avionics industry. And actually, one of the projects I worked on at the time, and this was the late 80s, was a very early in-flight entertainment system to go on commercial aircraft, which actually didn't really happen for another 10, 15 years after that. And so I got really interested during my time at Bath and then after Bath. And when I worked for British Airways, I think it became permanent at that point. Well, first of all, I'm sure there's a lot more engineering courses now offered than there were back then. I also think the variety of things that you can study with engineering is probably greater than it was back then. I just think engineering is such a great foundation. We are short in the world of engineers. We're going to need more engineers to solve some of the challenges of tomorrow, like climate change. And so I would wholeheartedly recommend people and consider a career in engineering, but also take the opportunity at Bath to study some other things at the same time. You know, maybe you can study accounting or management or languages, other things that I think could help you even more as you look for that first job when you leave university. I think Bath is truly unique, first of all in terms of its academic excellence. Secondly, I think it's now the best sporting university in the country. When I was going in the late 80s, I think Loughborough had that title. Loughborough is still a great university, but I think Bath wins. Just look at the number of Olympians that have trained at Bath. It's really amazing. But also, it's an amazing part of the country. Bath is a historic Georgian town. There are so many amazing things to do, both in the town and around the town. And when you put all of that together, I can't think of a better place to go.